Welcome everyone to this free Q&A talk with Arash Zepar Dibazar. I don't even know where to begin, man. We're talking about the event that we did on Spring Equinox Weekend, which is about three weekends ago in Hollywood. And I saw a lot of things that I hadn't seen before, with a clarity that I hadn't seen before. And it's just, I just love talking about it. I love thinking about it. I love writing about it. I love listening about it because it's creating a transformation in me. It's like I can stay in set or stay in the lesson, and it's just enriched everything. It's enriched all of my sales. It's enriched my relationship. It's,
wow.
And there are still things though that the things that you said that, for lack of a different word, they haunt me, or they're like lingering with me, they're like echoing with me. And it's like, I want clarification on some of these things.
Imagine being my girlfriend for 6-7 years, then we're breaking up. Imagine how much haunting goes on. Serena, Raquel, and Felicia, and all them. They can't even look at another man. They cannot have a dick inside of them without remembering riding my dick and saying, I give you my soul for eternity. That's not just while she's riding me, while she's looking deep in my eyes, and I'm making sure this woman stays with me forever, that if she ever leaves, that she remembers that moment. So, I know how the mind works. So she could deny all day, not that anyone asked them, but you can't. People can't get a song out of their head. How can you get such an intense emotion out of you if we've fucked for 6-7 years, and I've done that for 6-7 years to her? She's gonna fuck again? I mean, there's something called anchoring, Don't fuck a man who knows how to fucking anchor. Not at this level, right? So I get it. That's fucking cool, actually.
I got an interesting text, actually. I was curious your take on it, since I got you right. I almost screenshot and sent it to you.
Okay.
I was super proud, actually, of something I did, because it was going super logical. And
am I big now? And you were big before? Did I do that? Or are you still big on your screen?
You're big. You double click whichever screen you want to be big.
I know, but now this is you, right?
I'm looking at you.
So are you big now, or am I big?
You're big.
Oh, I didn't know that. So
what
are people
recording? Well, if it's recording from my computer, then you're the person it's seeing right now.
So what are people seeing? Which one of us is big right now, guys?
Yeah, go ahead and comment.
Let me do this. Which one of us is big? I like to look at my face when I talk a lot. I do.
Yeah.
I do other people's faces too. I also like to see.
I'm seeing everyone. Yeah, but is one big?
One giant one.
Oh, it changes. Okay.
That's even better. Okay, cool. Now let's do it.
The text. Yeah, so it goes logical, and then I say something like, do you think we knew each other before this time around? And so it changed. And then it became her text now, which I don't know how to respond, but the fact that she responded, because she's been giving silent treatment for like 3 months now. Like every time I text, she'll like respond once and then end it. And this is a yoga studio owner, very pretty, who I kissed, but then I had to go. And so then I think there was like some buyer's remorse after that.
Yeah.
And, so her response is, I think you're a flirt and have girls in every town you visit. Laughy face, laughy face.
That's a positive statement.
Yeah. So probably just no reply. Hit her up in 2 weeks.
I would say, laugh out loud. Is that so? Question mark. Then let's see what you said. Or I would say, you think so? Question mark. That's even better. Oh, you think so? Question mark.
Yeah, I felt it. So what we are going to talk about, do you have, I want to start with this last statement, that kind of, this last thing. This last thing is, it's like a mantra you said to me, and you even had me repeat it. And it was, I am her escape personified.
Woo! My God, you guys better get these products that Chris is putting out. I'm telling you. You see, I have yoga in my blood. I don't have to do yoga. I don't have to practice yoga to do yoga. And so I respect yogis so much, I really respect yogis a lot. I mean, I could totally just go that path.
Yeah.
Like completely. I don't, but I could. And so when I'm with Chris, there's a very interesting dynamic that takes place, is that I'm admiring him. He might not know it, but that's probably why it feels good to be around me. And also he's a really, as a human being, I can say from my perspective, I mean, anytime you judge somebody, you're only speaking from your observation. It could be completely wrong. Most of the time it is, honestly, but I have this rule that if it's positive, say it. In fact, let me give you guys a piece of game that I do. Let me give you the exact moment. This just happened a couple of days ago, and I was like, wow, that was really good. I said, I don't remember the chick. Somebody I met that I really liked. And when I was talking to her on the phone, I said, oh, there it is. It was a strip I met. I remember. So I met her at the strip club. Then that night, she had an hour drive, and I had to go somewhere. I called, and she picked up. And I said, listen to this statement, everybody. Mark this down for yourself, and you'll be able to use it. I said, look, I'm I wanted to tell you something, but there was a lot of people around. So you made quite an impression on me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you like that? That's strong, right?
Yeah.
It's like one of those, this is what we call sacred syntax. Why is it called sacred syntax? Do you see those words put together, they emotionally affect somebody very positively. If somebody said to you, you know, when I met you, you made quite an impression on me. That feels great, right? Doesn't that feel it feels nice. It's a powerful compliment wrapped up in a lot of mystery. And so I said, you made quite an impression, but I didn't want to say anything. Now, ready? There's more to it. I said, so I'm going to tell you from the outside perspective what I observed of you, recognizing that I'm probably wrong, because how could I really know you? Again, that's a very, very strong statement. And then I said, however, I have a personal policy that if I have something positive to say about another human being, even if I'm wrong, I'm going to say it. I said, so I'm going to tell you because it's a very positive statement, because whether or not it's true that you are what I say or not, this is the impact you made on me tonight. End of fucking little moment. Then I told her the compliment. She accepted it. Whether or not it was true, I don't care. So anyways, that was a woman that was going to ride my dick, and this is Chris, who's not going to, no one's riding my dick here. I said, what I'm saying is, from the outside, but it's positive, Chris has a very, very high ability to become receptive suddenly, right? But this is really cool. He also, I've seen him display the ability to become cause, which is the opposite. Now, this is what it takes to be a powerful communicator, right? You have to be able to go both. Blah, blah, blah. So when it seems like when I'm teaching, when Chris is around, his enthusiasm, passion, as he was saying, like, you know, I can't stop thinking about it, blah, blah, blah. His enthusiasm and passion pretty much opens a space for the teacher to operate in. Because I'll tell you what I mean. Because the opposite of that is what you have to look at. Somebody who is not passionate at all to the teacher, somebody who is very closed off, and you try to teach them. It literally closes the space on us, right? And it's hard to teach like that. So the reason why I'm saying that is because the last product he did was phenomenal. Not too many people bought it. I mean, I was surprised at the intense, powerful knowledge that was in that product. Ebo has been working with me for many years now. And it's a big part of what I do, and he's watched every single thing I have, I think. And he knows more than anybody when it comes to products. And he told me, because I hadn't studied it, I only know the pieces that, I was there, So, yeah. But I didn't see how it was put together. But Ebo told me, he said, it's very, very good, And he's not the kind of guy that compliments lightly, things like that. So at that moment, I knew how good it was. And then Chris was telling me that he uses his own book to enlighten himself. Goddamn, right? What's interesting about that, when he said that, is it's almost like the statement is a testament that there must have been a higher power thing happening. Because, you got Aleister Crowley, if you guys are familiar with who he is, and even in modern times, like the New Age, a lot of people that channel and they put out powerful information. Whether or not they're channeling is real or fake, I don't care. I care that the information is good. You know what I mean? I don't care. Abraham Hicks, like a man, woman, or something. I don't know. I think it's funny, but I like the informations that come out. Not out of Abraham. I don't know. I've never watched it. I just like someone sent me something. I tried, and I was like, okay, I get what that being is doing, and more power to that person. Look, man, anybody has a positive message, more power to you. I hope you make more money. I hope you have more friends. I hope you become a fucking king, right? If you have a powerful message, I hope you become a fucking king of the world. Because let's say you were the king of the world and I was in the world, and you were my king, or you wouldn't be my king, you'd be king of the world that I'm in. Then if your message is positive, I benefit from it, right? It's fucking cool. So I was very surprised at that. You guys should definitely get that, because this product goes on top of that one. You need both.
Yeah.
You need both. So this mantra, or whatever I said, what can you give me that sentence again?
I am their escape personified.
God, that's so good. Yeah. What about that? I mean,
because it's like you just said. So Sex Sutras 2 is stacking on top of Sex Sutras 1. Sex Sutras 1 revolutionized my approach to the question and using the question to lead to something. And since then, I've been applying questions so much more. In every opportunity I see, it's just like it's a new thing, a new toy, a new thing to play with. But I find myself, I'm not leading them anywhere. Like, I'm asking all these questions and I'm like taking them off on tangents, but like, where am I taking them? And then combining that with this end game statement of I am their escape personified. Like, that's where I'm leading. I'm leading to their escape. And so that's the questions that I want to be asking, is to collect the information to articulate this fantasy or whatever their escape is. but in a way that it's like, it's not like all interviewee, and it's organic, it flows, it's not needy for like an answer. And then it kind of combined with this other statement that you've made that I feel it, but I just want to hear you talk about it because I know that it'll work.
And I will talk about the escape too, okay?
Yeah.
I'll talk about that.
So the other statement, which I think is related, is I walk through words.
Fuck, I'm good. Hold on, let me make notes for myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in my notes. Watch, I'm gonna go. Everybody, look at this. This is great. I'm gonna do a new note. I'm gonna title it "My Own Wisdom." All right. If anybody else has any great wisdom that I've delineated and I've said some brilliant things, and let me know. Sometimes I say brilliant things. So I did say I walk through words because I do. I'm doing it right now and on this text, and I did say I am her escape personified, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that verbatim because that would be me saying it.
Yeah.
Personified. Maybe.
And like as an example, like I remember my girl was asking, or she said something, and you gave me this advice on it. It's in the Sex Sutras, and it was something like she's not ready for me to have a second girlfriend. No. And at the time, I was handling something. I thought I was handling it, and you've got so much more experience and wisdom on this. And when I told you that statement, you immediately, like the two next statements out of your mouth were, "Do you think you would ever be ready, or what would it take for you to be ready?" Something like that, and maybe in reverse order. And so it was honing in on that word "ready" and stepping into it, and then constructing like a question around it. And like I might be too analytical about what you're doing. It might not be so formulaic or whatever, but so that's kind of how I see when you say walk through words. It's like honing in on a meaning or a concept, or where are they going? What are they implying? And then how can I extrude something from that in the direction I want to take it?
I see. Cool. Let's talk about these two things.
Yeah.
Now, everybody should know, I made a commitment a couple of days ago to teach almost everything I know. And I say almost because I debate with myself or whoever, somebody in me, about levels of information, because I do know, you think a gun is powerful, you should try a thought. You guys think a bomb is powerful, you should try a thought. Thoughts are way more powerful than bombs and guns. And people are like, yeah, but bomb, you can't. No, just shut up. That's like ignorant talk, right? It's ignorant because General Mathis, this is the general for U.S. Army now. He's a bad motherfucker. You guys look him up. He did a quote that basically said when he was at war and he was in this country, he would kill 1.5 million people or something in one spot. This person in like 2 years had killed so many people. And he said that when he looked and he was there, he realized that they had gathered up all the revolutionaries and all of the people that were able to speak and change people's minds. And those are the people they killed. And he said, I realized at that moment that a person who can speak or something like that, it's not verbatim, you can look up the video, the quote, is a lot more dangerous than a Marine with a fucking gun. And it's true. I truly believe this. Since I grew up in the martial arts, I know the power of communication is 1,000 times senior to it. Martial arts is communication. Manu told me that. It's just a different level of communication. And what Manu said to me was, the moment you communicate, he was talking about martial arts at the time. He said, the moment you communicate, somebody's wrong. I did not get that back then, but do I get this today? As a martial artist, the moment you communicate, somebody's wrong. So he told me to watch that. He said, there's a lot of responsibility in that. I didn't get it, guys. It was like 16 years ago or something, And then he told me to kick in front of my staff, and then I did a spinning kick, and he said, slow it down. I'm supposed to go super speed on this kick. And I kicked, he said, slow it down, too fast. And then he had another one of my friends come up and do it. He said, slower. He kept telling me to kick slower. And then he said, when the right speed came, he was like, that's the technique. He's not even a martial artist, Yeah. And I never understood that. But I asked him, I said, how? He said, because when you kick so fast, we miss what you did. Now, again, I thought it didn't make sense because I'm kicking to kill, basically hurt. And he's telling me that if I kick that fast, they don't see what I did. That's the whole fucking point. But not the whole point from his perspective, which was aesthetics and communication. Now I know the power of aesthetics and communication. That's why the world can't stop me. And that's why I could get any woman. Because I could take anything, make a mistake. By the way, everybody, I had a dermal, what that is? They put like a jewelry in your skin. And I had to take it out because I'm doing jiu-jitsu. So what you see is not a pimple, but I think it's a forever scar now. They told me it's going to scar that. That's some fucked up shit as I walk around and I look like I have a fucking crater in my face. So I'm debating how I can tattoo this. but it's in a weird position. You see how gross that is? Imagine girls having to look at me like that, and I have to fucking explain. Sorry. No, I haven't explained yet. Okay, let's do this. I'm her escape personified. I just picked up my girlfriend from work. Like a regular routine I have where I pick up Cristali after work. I hang out for a little bit. And she was like, how's your day? I said, it's been one of the worst days of my life in the last couple of days, really. It's been rough. And I said, what about you? She goes, today was shit. She goes, today was shit. She goes, I swear I haven't had one moment to myself. I looked at her, I said, do you want me to drop you off? And she thought I was mad. I said, I'm not mad. I go, I really get it. I get if you want time, go. It's not, I said, it's not fair. I know. And she goes, no, I want to go with you. I said, okay, that's fine. I started driving. I said, she smokes cigarettes. She'll quit soon. But normally, every time she grabs a cigarette, I say, baby, I really want you to live, you know? I don't say quit smoking. You guys see how that is?
Yeah. Wow.
I know. Getting better, Chris. You know why I'm getting better?
Because
the suffering that I'm facing in my life is because I'm not good enough at communicating. That sounds absurd, but it's true. So I have to really evaluate my communication. So I say, baby, I want you to live longer. Sometimes I say, I look at her and I say, she's heard it before. I go, I love the smell of cigarette, right? Because I really do. It's one of my favorite smells. And she knows the story. And right when I start, she knows what I'm about to say. I'm reminding her. Mm-hmm. I love the smell of cigarettes. I said, but my grandpa died of lung cancer. And I really enjoy that cigarette when you fucking smoke it. That smell reminds me of my grandpa, who I think is very responsible for me being the way I am. I go, but I don't touch that shit because he died young and I have people I need to live for. She's been cutting down her smoking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to call Electra real quick, guys. I'm sorry. Give me a second.
You want me to
We'll be on for a while. If I call Electra, we can be on for a while. If you guys, I don't know how much time Chris has, but I'm going to tell her to come here. I was going to go over there. I'm just going to have her come here. And she says that. And then I said, why don't you grab a cigarette and smoke it right now? And she's like, yeah. And she looked at me. She says, you want me to smoke? I said, yeah, smoke. It's your time. I'm going to listen to some music. I'm going to drive. You smoke. She goes, oh, my God, that would feel so good right now. I said, then fucking do it. I get it. Fine. And then as we were driving, trying to remember when this thing took place. Boom, 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 talking about that. Yes. Then I was getting a message. That was a really positive message. That was about some kind of like reality show, movies, like shit like that is going down for me, And I started explaining to her this whole thing. And we were in this world suddenly. And then I realized that we both had escaped the shit day we had for just a second. So in reality, I think she should be your escape too, if she knows how to do it. Right? And you have to be an escape from what? From the mundane, stupid world of I have tos and I need tos and everybody has the same life kind of bullshit. You're an escape from that. If you're going to seduce a woman, then you have to be the escape from the mundane. The mundane is like the same shit that happens all the time. Right? And you and I have to be aware not to fall into the mundane. I'm very structured in my life, extremely structured. But I like to provide experiences as much as I can, not just for my women, but for myself, that are off the grid a little bit, right? Different. Just being around me is different. So that's kind of, hanging out with me, it's a totally different experience. Yeah. But outside of that, I like to do things, right? And you're her escape personified, means what? When she starts thinking about you, she starts thinking about getting away from her bullshit. She has kids, you're the escape from the kids. Wow. If she has a 9 to 5, you're the escape from the 9 to 5. If she is fat, you're the escape from her fatness. If she has bad skin, you're the escape from her bad skin. Now take a look at that person and you tell me that you think they don't know they don't have bad skin or they're fat or that they're overworked. No, they know better than you because they're the ones in the goddamn situation, right? So I don't need to, as I seduce, now it's different in a relationship, right? I don't need to add to her bullshit world. When you invite her out, you need to take her world and give her an escape. This is why people drink so hard on the weekend. To escape their bullshit jobs, right? I see it in my new girlfriend. She doesn't work for me right now. She works at another company. I don't think a man's woman should ever work under another man. This is a law, a rule that I have. And you go, well, yours does. That's right, she does. But I'm working like mad to get her out of there. I mean, that's the communication. That's the actions taken step by step. And as surely as the sun rises, if we're still together, I will get her out of that fucking job. That's my job. I have to then grow in power. to grow in ability and income so that she can be part of my life. Well, fuck, if I want her as my girlfriend, that's what I should do. Now I have 4 girlfriends, so this is number 4 coming in. If she was just number 1, if she was just one girl, you know how easy it would be for me. And so this is what I miss. This is what I miss in people. I don't get how a man can't just take responsibility for her until I realize that she is the girl, not my girlfriend, but any woman. Sometimes, many times, and when I come across, she has no idea what that's like.
Yeah.
I wrote a quote that said, when I get with a woman, she's a virgin, no matter how many men she's been with. Or no matter how many times she's had sex, because she's never been with a man. God, women loved this quote. I mean, it was like I spoke to their soul. Right? I did speak to her soul. And that's how you have to treat it. You have to treat it like she is totally miseducated on how to be with a man. Then it takes an unbelievable amount of patience to guide her through it like a fucking child, like a student who's halfway retarded. It's not that she's halfway retarded, it's that she has false information. When you have false information, it's hard to think with proper information. Sure. I learned that from L. Ron Hubbard. He called it false data. False data will prevent you from thinking with true data.
Yeah.
For example, if Earth is really flat or round, I don't fucking know, and I don't fucking care. Do you know why I don't care? Do you know when people tell me I don't care? Because I'm still going to be in San Jose, LA, and Vegas probably. And Earth could be a triangle or a hexagon. Like, what difference does it make to me? Why is everybody so worried about it? And people go, well, because you're being lied to. Well, shit, I knew that when I was 1. Like, that's not news. You don't need to like go turn Earth flat or round to tell me that there's some kind of conspiracy that's lying to me. Fuck, all I gotta do is turn on the goddamn news. I was getting my nails done today. This is my 2nd time getting my nails done with a girlfriend. And they had the fucking news on. My God, I yelled at the TV at some point. I was like, sorry. I did. I couldn't take it. I looked up. I was like, wow, I go like this. Are you kidding me? I looked around. I was like, really? My God. And I was like, sorry. Right? Because I was like, well, is this even like, is this real? I do not watch the news. Last time I watched the news was actually never, I think. What is that? Was that a joke? Have you guys watched the news? Like really watched it? Not just the recap? I've seen it like Tonight at 7, murder, arson, rapes, and are you really safe drinking your tap water? And then they give this to the fun. And an artist who turns flowers into gardens of beauty for children. See you at 7, right? Like I've seen that and I think it's a joke, but I actually watched it because I had to sit there. I sat there with my nails down and looked and I was like, whoa, no wonder everybody's so mean. That's crazy. And I'm looking around going, you guys believe that? Do you care? They're like, the president's lawyer got raided, his house, this and that. The president's like, oh, I don't care. I don't care. Big deal. The fuck? Oh, well, I don't care. Shit, I'm still getting my nails done. Like, it didn't affect me until my house got raided. Well, one day, shit, that day I'll talk about it. Anyways, you're the escape for a child too. Anybody you come across, take a look at them and ask yourself, how could I help this person escape their, ready? This is the word. You ready? If you understand this word, you're going to be deadly, but you're also going to be in pain. That's the part nobody will understand, but we will. I bet you will. Here's the part. You are an escape from their suffering. They're suffering about something. You become the escape to that. Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to see their suffering. In order for you to see somebody suffering, you're probably going to have to feel it. I mean, I don't know, maybe you don't, but I do. When you start feeling their suffering, that's called compassion. Compassion comes from root word suffering. Co is together. Co-ed, right? Co-suffering. I have co-suffering. I suffer with them. That allows me to figure out an escape. Meaning, baby, smoke. Now, someone could say, well, no, let me tell you something. If that was the last moment of her life, and I knew she had 10 minutes left, and she told me she had a bad day, I'd say smoke. And in my opinion, we all have 10 minutes left. So you better act like it. Every day, give yourself 10 minutes to live. Just say, every time you think about yourself, just think, what if I died in 10 minutes from now?
I might actually read the Sex Sutras if that happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's escape from suffering, right?
Yeah.
You said something about reading the Sex Sutras. Can you say that again? Because I was typing. I heard the last part of it.
Oh, if I had 10 minutes to live,
Yeah.
I would read the Sex Sutras. I'd read something that I've written. I have so much. I have 400 typed pages of notes from all of your lectures and also Vince's lectures and Brian and a lot of Frank, but it's predominantly, it's like 70% your lectures. It's just so much. And when I read it, it re-uploads information so fast and syntax. And sometimes I don't even know where it comes from. I did an IMC chapter meeting today and one person showed up. And so he got a private session and I recorded the audio and it's going on my SoundCloud. But I don't even know where some of the shit comes from sometimes if I just start talking and it's like, I've listened to so much, it's so much in my unconscious that just get me talking on something. Eventually it's like connections get made and I impress the shit out of myself sometimes. And it's beautiful. And it's when that started to happen, it became a thing where it's like, how can I talk more about these subjects? All I need is an audience. I just need an audience and a vehicle. And because the more I talk about it, the better I get at it. And the better I get at it, new levels open up. Once it becomes like, I don't know, muscle memory or something, or like I assimilate it. And then I just seek more. And I see the world around me is growing fast, like whatever they call it, Age of Aquarius or something, like enlightenment. Things are happening. Everybody's moving fast in that direction. We're moving faster. You're moving super, super, super fast, light speed. And I'm just keeping up. And I don't have any more to say. It's just the depth of experience of like my yoga was amplified and clarified so much when I started to, as you say, like step into words. And
okay,
I'm just so grateful.
That's very cool. Very cool. Let's talk about stepping into words.
Yeah, cool.
So,
and even you gave a teaching on Spring Equinox Weekend about blending. I hadn't heard you talk about that before. So I don't know if we want to talk about it here because there's so many recordings on it. But there's a trick. The way you were explaining it the 2 or 3 times that you explained it, and it was a funniness of the word pattern of, like it's in my imagination, not in your imagination, in my imagination. And something like that would connect. And so I don't know if you can relate that with walking into words.
Yes, I can.
Or walking through words.
Give me more of the blend. Start it, and I'll stop you at some point so you can trigger my mind on it.
Blend. Okay, it had something to do with, I remember you were doing the teaching of looking back into your infinity. And when you turned your vision inwards and you saw us for who we were, something different about us. And then you were the bridge somehow, you were using it as an analogy of like I'm bridging minds with her so that in the fantasy, when I access that fantasy of hers, her infinity, when my infinity bridges to her infinity, then I insert something there. And but an example isn't so much coming to me right now. I just remember.
Exactly.
Okay.
The concept of blending, I said, is a brand new concept in the sense that no one's ever used it. And I was referring it to in regards to rapport. They talk about rapport.
Yeah. In examples coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Most people that study, self-help and communication, things like that, know what rapport is, or business rapport, and pacing, I think, is the other one I was talking about. Blending is something I do, which is really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go over it here because you guys should get the book, but I can tell you this. Blending would consist something of taking her experiences and being able to, through communication, walk with her in that experience, like in her memory. If I give you a memory of, let's say, last night I went out with Electra to someplace here. Like suddenly in the middle of the night, I haven't been able to sleep, so I said, let's just go. So we've been going, and if I told you that experience, what we did and how it was, you would be hearing it from the outside, kind of. But there would be a way to blend the experience where, as I'm telling you the story and you're talking back, the one who tells the story, myself, suddenly starts to see you with me in the experience.
Yeah.
You guys were in the car. Yeah. And when that happens, something really, really powerful happens. It's like we create comfort by doing location changes. Now, if you don't know what that is, then you need to study the mystery method, you see. Like a lot of guys are just, how do you get her comfortable? You study the mystery method. You go to the comfort section, and then you just do what he says. Do what he says, and the girl will become more comfortable. Then from there, I'll teach you 1,000 more things, okay? But if you can do that, then when you blend, what happens is you then end up in her memories having shared experiences. And so the connection and depth that I have with women that are my girlfriends, and even non-girlfriends, is very, very, very deep. An incredible level of comfort because we don't just share experiences here.
Yeah.
also share experiences and locations in the past
Yeah.
and in the future. Just like if you would do future pacing, right? On my way. That was fast. So that's blending. And then walking through the words. This is a very big deal.
This is all a very big deal.
Oh God, yeah, and I'm failing miserably at it. It's crazy. Yeah. Well, I'm being
Right now or in life?
No, in life. Because I'm being extremely, extremely tested in the sense that I literally have to sit back in my day and just look at life like, wait, what? Either everybody is having some sort of a fucking experience like this, that because it's gotta be, we've gotta be all doing something similar. And if they are, then it's like, are they not aware of it? Because it's gotta be that they're having these things they're not aware of. I refuse to think that it's just me. That sounds a little too weird to go, oh, it's just me. No, it doesn't work like that. So I don't know what the fuck it is, but it makes me question, almost like there's a fucking God playing chess with me and says, okay, here it is now. Test it on him, test it on her in this situation. And it becomes the most impossible situation that anybody could deal with. And somehow I go through it. And I don't even know. How many times have I thought in the last 3 days and even said, I don't have a fucking solution to this. These words have never come out of my mouth in my life.
Yeah.
They're coming out of my mouth. And yet I repeat right after, there has to be a solution. Because I'm not going to stop. What's the end of it? The end of it is I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm going to figure this shit out or I die in the process, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, it's like, sorry, I'm failing in that sense. I'm failing in the sense that what I'm facing as a test of these theories just seems unreal to me. Like, you gotta be kidding. I swear if I told people, they would think I'm lying. That's why I wouldn't say it.
Right.
It's not even real. So no, try. People will be like, no, I believe it. No. First of all, this is what I thought about walking through words. First of all, my words wouldn't be able to convey that experience because these experiences, you're going to have to have certain experiences that if I say red cat, you must see a red cat. Now, there are no red cats in nature, so you have to paint a cat red or something, right? But if it's a black cat, you can see a black cat. You have an experience of a black cat. I have experience of a black cat. I put together BLACKCAT, and I put these letters together, and I go black space cat, black cat. And you take these words and symbols, and it goes in your head, and you find the black cat in your experience, and you go, black cat. Okay, now, walking through words is like this. People talk all the time. As they talk, they'll say things that don't necessarily match my understanding of the world.
Yeah.
They use words I wouldn't use to describe that. So, for example, someone would say, fuck, I just want to end it all, and nothing is worth it anymore. So, fuck it. I'm dropping everything. I'm like, well, this person going to fucking kill themselves? What the fuck's happening? I don't talk like that, So I have to walk through the words. And what I have to do with walking through the words is, this is how it starts, by the way, this is the practice of it, is I have to be like, when you say drop it, what do you mean? Drop what? What's it? I don't have an it in my mind. If I said to you guys, I picked it up. There's no it right now in your mind. What it? You have to come up with an it. Or I dropped it. Or I pushed it to the other side. It is not a fucking defined term. So when people talk, they do all of these words that are just, I have to come up with my own understanding of it. And it's wrong, dude.
Right.
That's what you guys got to understand. We're wrong.
Yeah.
We're not getting each other. Nobody. I'm doing my best to be gotten so that people can get what I'm thinking. And more than that, I'm desperately trying to get it. And I'm real it. You see the word it? What's it? Let me define it. I'm trying to understand what the other person is really, really feeling when they say that. I don't think we're talking about the same thing many times. When I turn to someone and say, I love you, and then I hear the word I love you back to me, and then I walk forward a couple of years, 3, 4, 10, whatever years, and I look at how they meant I love you, and how I meant I love you, I come to the conclusion, you must have not loved me. But what's so funny is, they come to the conclusion, you must have not loved me. Hey, what the fuck? I definitely loved you. I love you. Yeah, but what? Well, to that person, love, if you have it, A, B, C doesn't happen. And if it does, you don't love them. As I try to make my new girlfriend understand why it's vital to not allow men anywhere near her or me in my relationship. It's a continuous teaching I have to do, right?
Yeah. Continuous, huh? But it changes each time, right? Because you're not just explaining the same fucking thing over and over.
Sometimes I am.
Really?
That's what I was teaching a lecture yesterday. I said, how long do you
frustrating?
repeat it? Yeah, that's okay. Look, okay. So that's my problem. I get frustrated.
Yeah.
Oh. And then my frustration enters. I've been wanting to break my phone for 2 days. You have no idea how many times I've dropped it. Like, I'm not wanting to break it, like throw it at the wall. And I dropped this phone. More than a dozen times, but I have this cover on it that doesn't break. Thank God, because I need my phone. But I realized when I decide I want to fucking break my phone that I keep dropping my fucking phone. So maybe I have to figure out something else. Hold on. Beautiful. There we go. There we go. So, how do we walk through words? Well, shit. When a man or woman talks to me, I pay really close attention. And I do my best to get what they're saying. So I find myself walking through their words to find the experience in their mind.
Wow. Each time you talk about it, man, there was this moment. I wanted to strangle myself because I deleted the recording. You may remember we were taking the Uber to the strip club on Saturday night, and you did this thing that was you anchored some statement to something like, I would be okay with that. And you kept saying it over and over. It kept like cracking me up. And you just did it. Every time you talk about this is how I walk through words, and it's like re-clarifying something for me. Like I'm getting it. I'm really excited to interact with more women so that I can practice it. And the way you talk about it, I love it too, because it reminds me of like Karate Kid or something, where it's like, and this is paint the fence. And you're like, and this is walking through words. It's like,
It really is though. And please, everybody, here's my advice to you that I keep giving myself. Stop being so important, It's not helping you. And it's not helping anybody else. There's a twisted ass game going on. There's a twisted ass game going on in life. And I don't mean like men and women. Of course, that's just another part of life. But there's something really twisted going on, man. We were in a restaurant or something. There was people listening to me talk. This in the last 4 or 5 days. I said, is it just me? Or did you guys go, what the fuck is going on here? And then what though, right? I mean, then that becomes the question. Like, okay, so now what the fuck's going on? I don't know what the fuck's going on. But it's tripping me out. I'm like, whoa, what is happening? Why is this normal? What's normal about this shit? How come somebody before me didn't fucking stop this shit? When did we accept it? That's the way have you ever questioned marriage? And said, who started it? I mean, I know it's what people do all across the fucking world, but like, it had to start somewhere. Why? It must have been survival during that time for it to last.
Thinking about this, yeah.
But we don't even know when the fuck it started or why. I mean, that's like keeping a rule there for like 10,000 years. That's a subjective rule, not an objective rule. Objectively, I can tell you, 10,000 years ago, they jumped from the roof, they splattered. Today, we splatter. That rule should be applied by every fucking child in our tribe. But if 10,000 years ago, they said, that man, that woman, this, and that, and this is what happened, he says, I have to reconsider because we don't live in those areas like that, and we don't operate like that, and we don't have Bumble and Twitter and Tinder, and we didn't have TV and women walking in skimpy clothes. And why would that rule apply right now? Maybe it still does. Maybe it doesn't. But, did anybody ever wonder why there was a news? And why or who picks it? Like today I watched the news. I was like, who picked that? Somebody had to go, this is the news today. It wasn't like that's what happened around the world. There's a lot of things that happened today. A lot of things that happened. But I was showed 6 things today. I was showed that the lawyer was raided from the president. I was showed that there was a class in San Jose due to our times, they said. Now people, it's happened multiple times in the Bay Area where someone walks around and shoots randomly, they said. They've cited YouTube, which is, I guess, close to me. And they're having a class in San Jose of how to be safe inside an active shooting thing, okay? That was news. And there was news of these little girls falling from a fiery building. They survived, which is great, but there was a video of them. They had to jump, and people were trying to grab them. They fell, and they interviewed this little girl who jumped. She had cuts and bruises. Then there was some other garbage like that, and it ended with an artist. Who's taking, that's what it was. 6 months after the aftermath of the Bay or the North Bay fires, what are people doing now? Picture of them hugging. This artist started with, I saw the tree and I wanted to. He's turned these, okay, cool, got it. Now, somebody said for the next 60 minutes, this is what we're going to spend all this time and energy on. We're going to take our camera crews, put it over there. We're going to figure out, okay, ready? Here we are. I'm now standing at, and we're going to do this huge production, and we're going to tell our whole city, our whole world, that this is what's going on. Who chose it? I want to meet that person. This is not like God news. This is not what's going on. I would like that person in front of me, or those 6 people in a table, and say, okay, please explain the process. I don't care. You could keep the news the way it is. I'm just so curious at how you do this. And at that moment, we would understand how absurd our gods are, which is all I've been doing. It's just questioning the gods. Why? Why? Why cancer? Well, because, if it wasn't, then our population would overthrow. Well, isn't there another way to do it? How about you put a cap on everyone's balls instead of killing a bunch of innocent fucking people? Let's just not be able to mate for 7 years. There's a ban on mating by God. All of our balls stop producing children. And we're going to fuck like animals for 7 years. And after 7 years, the population will... Like, if you have the power to create, can do all... If that's your goddamn reasoning for this thing, then I'm sure you could also do the other thing. And the other thing seems a lot easier to me than just going around creating so much devastation. Well, there is no God. Yes, okay, so if there is no God, and I happen to agree with you in the sense of what we're talking about, there are gods and things like that, but not that. If there is no God, then why the fuck are you and I accepting everything as if that's true? It's just not true. It's not true that you have to go to school. There's no such thing as you have to go to school. It doesn't exist. It's not real. It's not a thing. It's fake. Now, you can, knowing it's fake, go to school. But then you better know that it's a made-up thing that you agreed to. Where was I when the handshake was made for my destiny that I have to agree to this shit? Now I'm 18 years old. I'm an adult. I can shoot. I can drink. I can whatever. 21. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. I would like to sit down with a counsel who has told me what life is, and I would like the list of basics. I'm old enough to understand why marriage and how it started. They tell me, I say, I disagree. I choose not to do that. Thank you very much. Then they say, we think school. Sorry, don't agree with that. And they go, okay, that one I like. That one I like. Okay, I'm an adult, right? I choose these things. I'm not breaking the law. Not getting married, not breaking the law. Not going to school, not breaking the law. I choose not to live like that now. Because I don't want to spend 7 hours in school. I don't want to fucking spend my life bound by contract to a woman who could take it away from me to the contract. I don't want to do that shit, okay? Got it? I don't think that's a good idea anymore. Maybe it was, but now it's not. Not for me, at least. Maybe for my neighbor. He has a right to do that. But now I get to choose my life. So I said, well, you can't live like that. I sure as fuck can. I dropped out of school. I have 4 girlfriends. I've done everything. I look like this. I fuck you on my eyes. You shouldn't be able to do all this stuff. I can. I do and I will. Because it's a lie. What are you talking about? That's what I want to tell people. What are you saying? Yo, it doesn't make sense what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, even this. I mean, who said rooms have to be squares? Is that the best design for a room? Because all I see is squares everywhere I go. Right? There's a square, there's another square, it's a window, and there's another square, and you walk through it, and that's called the door, and there's another fucking square you lay on and you sleep. Then there's another fucking square, you put other square things called books on, and then you put another square lamp on it. Oh, there's a goddamn circle laying on a fucking square. And there's a square down there, which is just a bag. Even bags are square. Like, what is this shape? Is this the greatest shape? Oh my God, are you kidding me? That is not proof that you get what you want. I just dropped my phone again, right? Look, why isn't my head a square? It looks like the goddamn shape of life that we've chosen. I would like to walk into a triangle. There is a few of those. They're called pyramids. And we think they're so fucking cool. Not that the next fucking architect couldn't just make a pyramid house. And if they did, it would be like, oh my. No, I would go in it and the whole neighborhood would want it. What about a hexagon? Like, when the fuck? Hold on, the lecture's here. Let me just open the door. Yeah. First, I didn't realize. First, I didn't even realize. I was not aware until recent time, very recent times. I was not aware that I had a disease, a problem. Then once I saw the disease, now what's happening is it's becoming unbearable, where it's on my chest. I can feel it. This is why I keep snapping on people around me. I snap on my girlfriends all the time. I snap in the fucking... I'm just like, what is wrong with you, dude? Well, I'm right there. I'm like a volcano right now of frustration at what? At what that fucking homeless guy tried to do. But since I fucking care, this is an interesting frustration. Mm-hmm. Turn to this guy. I didn't even know he was homeless. I'm talking. He walks by. He says something. I said, okay. I go, are you serious? I went like that. That's how I did. I said, are you, bro, are you fucking serious? I said, hold on. I go, look, man, I'm not being aggressive. I'm just trying to understand how you people do this shit. I go, just please help me get what the fuck is going on here. Now I turn to a guy who's asking for money or something. And I'm saying with this much passion. I was like, no, dude, look. And I was about to say, if you're gonna fucking ask me for something, I'm talking. Stand. Wait until I finish talking. That's basic human decency. Unless like you're about to explode and die, then cut in. But if it's gonna be asking me for a fucking dollar, yeah, you should wait. Basic. 1. 2, I was gonna say, and if you're ever gonna ask for something, what the fuck do you have to give in return? As I'm about to say these words. So all he started now at the end of my communication is me going, look, I just want to know something, like really, what? And then I'm saying that he pulls out some incense, some sticks or some shit, incense sticks, and he goes, you want to buy this or something? And I said, yes, that's it. I go, that's what I was gonna tell you. That's better. It's the right way. Fine. How much do you want? He was like $5 or something. God then says, thank you. I turn around. There. It's not that the money wasn't there or I wouldn't give it to him, but I'm trying to understand this thing. Why is everybody so rude? Like really, everybody, why is everybody so rude? Like was manners not taught in here? Anywhere? Then you have the people that have manners and they're so confined that their manners are now no longer manners. They're just like this genuine, suppressed little fucking mice. That's no longer considered manners to me. Manners is this. I'm totally capable right now of destroying whatever the fuck is in front of me by being rude. But I'm not going to do it out of respect. Simple. I'm considerate. That's it. Isn't anybody considerate anymore? You know? I was at the, man, you guys should have seen what I did last weekend. I had 2 really top guys come to study with me, like really top guys in the world. They were with me for 3 days, you know, and I pulled like, you know, that's never been my thing to pull girls that same night, but it just kept happening. I ended up with 2 strippers at the hotel. As we're walking to the hotel, I was like, shh. Hey, come on. And we get in the room, and I was getting some really bad news, which has now lasted since that day, right? I'm still in that news, trying to solve a major issue here. Got in the room, I'm having this bad news. I hang up, I'm like, I gotta go. It's 4:30 a.m., 2 strippers walk into my fucking hotel room. And they look at me, I gotta go. Here's the key. If you guys want to stay here, please stay away from the fridge. And I was like, fuck it, if you're gonna grab something, grab something. I go, but just be cool, man, right? I said, just be cool. And then one of the girls, the next day I saw them. I went to the hotel, they were there and all that, right? And she was like, I'm sorry you were upset yesterday. I said, okay, hold on. I go, why are you guys so inconsiderate though? And then one of them was like, no, she was. I said, why? And she started laughing. I said, but it's not funny though. I go, it's like 4:30 a.m. and we're walking and you're like laughing and screaming. I said, you know, I've had people in my family now who have stable physical conditions. Sometimes it's hard to sleep. If you add all the hours I've slept in the last week, I swear on everything, it may possibly equal 10 to 12 hours. You wouldn't believe it. You can't just walk around like people aren't there. You know, it's not cool, dude. It's like, we got to start again, okay? Everybody, let's start again. Let me fucking do a basic social studies class for the world for free, 101. But bring everyone from every fucking walk of life and culture, bring them to me. Let's start again and teach some basic manners so that what? So that we can all get along a little bit better. So that what? So that we can produce better things and create better things and have better lives and make the world better. Because if we can't fucking get along, then our energy is spent doing what? Trying to get along. Look, man, I ain't got time to try to get along. I have time, a short amount of time, to try to undo this fucking curse for the people around me. So I don't have time to now handle a non-existent shit because you were rude, man or woman. And so then I catch myself snapping everywhere and apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
But at least I apologize right away.
Mm-hmm.
Right away. Sorry. Not you. Sorry. Sincere apology. I'm so sorry.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, does this have anything to do with getting the woman? Yes, it has everything to do with getting the woman.
Yeah.
Because once she sees this in me, she can't leave.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually good. I'm actually good. And that is a superpower right now.
Which is what is it? What would you name that?
She's good.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, look, it's not that people aren't good. It's can you express your goodness through all the bad?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm the only good person. I know a lot of good people. I know a lot of you being one of them. I know a lot of, all my friends are good people. All my friends are good people. Really good people. But I consider myself better than most. Not in a bragging way at all, but just in a factual way. Better than most at expressing my goodness, regardless of the judgments of others. And regardless of how many people I'll lose in my life. Because you lose girls when you're good. It sounds crazy because I just said, can you get the girl? Yes, you can. This is how you get her, actually, the way I get her. But you lose a lot. I could have a lot more women. Not that I would want to. By just slightly tweaking the way I do things.
Do you think that's from your training with Manu, or how can we not?
I don't know what it's from. I don't know what it's from. I mean, I really want to be clear with everybody that I don't know anymore. I really don't. I don't know who I am. I know who I am in moments. In those moments, I express who I am. If I say to you, I'm Hermes Trismegistus, then believe me, I am.
Yeah.
In that moment, I am. But that doesn't mean I am if you catch me on the toilet shitting. Right? It definitely doesn't mean I am when you catch me with a lot of anxiety. In that moment, ask me who I am. I say, I don't know who the fuck I am. I'm some scared little boy in tears, confused about life, hurt, and doesn't have a solution to the problems of life. That's who I am. And at that moment, that is who I am. But come back again and ask me again. And so what we do is we try to take the good pieces that we like. We go, I am that, I'm not all that. Well, then fuck, if I'm not all that, right, then they shouldn't show up. How's that? Okay? Now, do I think I'm all that? No, but I also don't think I'm all the other ones either. So I take both poles and I go, I'm none of them, and I'm all of them. And it sounds very freeing, and it should be very freeing, and it is very freeing until when? Until it's not freeing. And when's that? Surprises me as much as it would surprise you. One incident in life, a spoon turned upside down, and I'm no longer able to be Imhotep, the scribe of the gods. And then when I consistently through the day, you know, I swear, man, I was coming to this lecture right now, and I was turning the key in the keyhole, and I was rededicating myself to being more focused. I'm like, you're too sloppy, dog, in my mind. Like, you gotta, I don't call myself sloppy. I'm like, let me tell you exactly that, you know, I recently opened my mind to everybody. Everybody flipped out, right? Like, wow, it's amazing. Then I started keeping it to myself again, right? So what I saw when I was turning the key was me in a monk outfit, in a monk cemetery, in a monastery, and me as a monk. And as I was turning that key, I was like, you're a monk. And you need to be a monk. So that what? So that you don't spread any negativity around you, dude. And that shit may seem not that important until you're surrounded by enough negativity that should have destroyed me already. Nobody would believe. Nobody would believe it. Nobody would believe it. And the fact that I'm still here and communicating at 9 p.m. here, whatever the fuck time it is, and doing what I do, I trip out too. I was driving here and a bunch of conversations on phone calls and in person on the drive. I was like, dude, how the fuck am I going to do that lecture? Like, what? And I also knew that I was going to do the lecture. And it's like, you know what it feels like? Let me tell you guys what life feels like. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something you already know. But when you hear it from me, it'll do something for you. It feels like life is constantly bullying us. And I hate being bullied. I hate being picked on, man. I'm very strong because I was picked on in my life a lot. And I just got so sick of it. And so every time someone picked on me, I made myself strong enough so that that person couldn't pick on me anymore. And I sure as fuck feel like God is picking on me right now. And I realize I'm fortunate. I am fortunate. Because what does that one person say who's a paraplegic? You guys look at my Instagram. Did I do a story? Fuck, I did a story. I didn't put it on my timeline. I was eating in a dude in a wheelchair. Smooth, good-looking guy. Rolled past me, and I was in that flow, if you've been around me, where everybody knows me suddenly. I don't even know what the fuck how that is, right? Like, literally, I become the biggest celebrity in the room somehow. And this fucking dude rolls by, gives me eye contact. I go like this. He goes like that. He kind of wheels around. And I was eating. The lecture was next to me. My 2 clients were here. I got up. I said, how you doing, brother? Come on in. It was this tables. And he kind of moved up. He was a smooth guy, but he was in a wheelchair. Dressed nice. How you doing? Good, man. He goes, yeah, I've seen you before. I said, oh, cool. Yeah, what's up? So-and-so. What are you all about? And then I said, within 30 seconds, I said, brother, what happened to your legs? As I was saying that, I was questioning whether I should say it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's uncomfortable. Electra, are you done? Yeah. Are you sleeping? Yeah. Okay. She hasn't been sleeping either. Nobody in my family has been sleeping. I was like, what happened to your legs? And he said, I used to ride Harleys, got in an accident. This is what happened. I said, what did the doctors say? They said you can't walk anymore. I said, do you believe them? He said, no. I said, good. I don't either. I go, now, unless something was completely severed, I said, like my fingers, they don't bend. People don't know that, but my tendons have been severed. So this is me making a fist. Same motion. My fingers don't bend, right? Because there's no tendon. Like the tendon that pulls the finger together was cut. And so the tendon pulled down and pulled up. So there's no attachment from here where I go like this. At some point, mine ends here, so it goes like that. The tendons are missing in that finger. So there's a structural missing piece. Now, I do know I can probably go in for major surgery now. Back then, they could have done it right away, but I chose not to. And somehow maybe attach a rubber band, or who the fuck knows what they can do these days. But look, there's that solution. But I told him, if there is no structural damage, then I am 100% sure that they're wrong. I said, is there any cut pieces to you that can't be attached? He said, oh, no. He goes, I can feel my feet. I said, you can? He goes, I can move them. I said, motherfucker, you can walk. He goes, yeah, I can. It's just very difficult. I said, no, dude, you can walk. I go, and are you telling me that the doctor said to you, you can't? He said, yeah. I almost flipped my plate at that point. I was like, fuck them. Fuck them. And I said to him, are you willing, brother, to come eat with me? On me. We hang out. If you don't mind, I talk to you about your leg. And I think I can help you. He said, I can't promise you, but I know I can do something. He's like, yeah. I'm like, what do you do? He's like, I design pants for people in wheelchairs. He goes, look, I have a pocket here. He had a pocket by his knee.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I have a pocket here where I can put my wallet by his shin. He said, because we can't reach in our pockets. Our pockets are up here.
Right.
I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, the guy I was there with, one of my clients, is one of the top designers for jiu-jitsu and fight world. He has his brand is Jiu-Jitero, Jiujiterro. I think you could look up that brand. Look it up. That's the guy. The owner was studying game with me this week. He was there. I said, hey, that guy is a designer himself. And I asked him, I said, don't we have people in jiu-jitsu that are paraplegic? He said, yeah. I said, fuck, do we have gi for them? No. I said, you guys should talk. Because I bet you that you would be able to figure out things that we can't. Just like those pants are brilliant. I mean, I would never think that they need a pocket on their shin. Because they could reach down, but they can't reach, like, I mean, that's so awkward. Even when we sit in a car, you try to get your wallet, it's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, there was a point it's a beautiful story, but that's not the point. The point of the story. I'm trying to remember the point. What did you ask that this shit happened, man? I think I've just been talking, right?
Yeah, I was talking about exposing yourself to so many situations to, and that part of you that's missing, that's in most people that prevents them from
That's it.
something.
Yeah, sure. That's it. So, yeah, I give a shit. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
That's the X factor. And I think everybody gives a shit. Because when I do it, it changes the people watching for the positive. And they always become better people, and they always give me a great compliment, and they all like me more. Well, that means that there's something in them that's there, right? So what allows me to do what I do is just simply that. Like, look, dude, I know people say they're good people, and I think everybody is, but it's like you have to demonstrate it, you know? Everybody's turned so cold. Fuck. Right? I asked the girl the other day, you like being cold like that? She said, yes. I said, you better check yourself. It was one of my girlfriends. I said, you better check yourself right now, dude. I said it just like that. Not that I was going to punish her, but I was talking from one being to another. You need to check yourself right now. This is not a light comment you made. Okay? It's not okay. It's not okay. Who would ever think pick up and seduction, right? The dude who looks like a fucking douchebag to the whole world is actually, this is my thought process. Well, I think a lot of people should think that, actually, because the way I explained it to a guy the other day, I meet all kinds of random people now. Every day I do, and it goes from like fucking valet parking people falling in love with me to like fucking just everybody, just let me have a conversation. As I was explaining to that guy, look at this is pretty cool, actually. So I had been, I've been sleeping not at my house, okay? Not because I'm kicked out, not because I can't go, none of that shit. It's by choice. So in the morning, I go to a place and I shower there. I've been sleeping here. Okay? And I was leaving this spa, and I had my clothes from the night before in my hand wrapped up, and I was about to throw it in the garbage. And there's a black guy that I know. I don't know him. He's valet, and I shake his hand a few times. And my new girlfriend, Christelle, made the mistake as we walked by, and I bumped fist with him. Let's call him Jack. She goes, oh, you know Jack? I turned around and said, who the fuck's Jack? So she doesn't come from my world. In her world, it's cool to have guy friends, and her ex-boyfriends, everybody that's everybody, I said, who the fuck is Jack? She's like, Jack. I said, you don't know Jack. I don't need to know Jack. And Jack better not know you when I walk by. And she was like, well, like it's too much. Like, Jesus, bro. You know what I mean? Like, shut the fuck. I got it. And I was like so angry, So I made a point to make sure Jack saw me every fucking week and every fucking day holding her hand and every other girlfriend's hand. Okay, Jack, I don't know how you know my girlfriend, but you're going to fucking know her boyfriend. So I come down, I'm about to throw this away, and Jack's right there. I looked at him and I said, I was going to throw this away because it has bad energy in it, but I changed my mind. I'm not going to do that. And I don't know why. I walked up to him, I said, have you ever had a girlfriend, bro? And I mean, we're like face to face now almost. I'm leaning on the podium. You've been to Santana Row, Chris. It's in the bottom of Valencia Hotel. I don't know if you remember it. I'm like this, and he's by there, and there's an Oriental guy here. I looked at him like, as close as the computer is. It was in the morning. I said, have you ever had a girlfriend before? I said, I'm sure you have. And you too, right? One. I said, I had 12 one time. And I go, I know it sounds absurd. I have 4 now. I said, you know one of them. You know Christelle. I said, I know you know her, but go like that. I said, but
wow.
Remember that one girl? How she destroyed your life? So I got 4 of those. And I go, I know you guys see me here with the Maserati and holding, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, fuck you. They start kind of laughing. I go, I'm that douchebag that walks around. I go, I don't do cocaine. You know that, right? That was a surprise to them. The radio's cocaine. I said, I don't. I do weed, and I drink alcohol a little bit. I said, have you ever asked yourself this question? If I was as big of a douchebag as I am, you think these women would be with me that you see every day? Why are they that trashy? Right? Are these women that fucking trashy? That an asshole like me? I said, I'm not, dude. I'm actually a good fucking guy. Right? And so I give them a small, brief moment where I said, these clothes are going to stay in the car. I go, my underwear is 2 days old. so I have to go buy some underwear today. I said, and have you ever pissed inside a wine bottle? Because I have. I said, and that piss gets on your hand at 4:30 a.m. and it's cold outside, and it feels good to have warm piss on your hand, and you find yourself wondering whether you should piss on your hand. I said, that was me last night. And the dude's looking at me like, why are you saying this? But he's so affected. He says to me, man, I want to give you a hug.
What?
So I'm like, okay, give him a hug.
Okay.
Then I walk away and I go into Straits, which is a nice restaurant. And I say, do you guys have a gift certificate here? They're like, yeah. I said, I need a $100 gift certificate, but it has to be quick because I have to go. I get a $100 gift certificate with a card. I wrote on the card something about thank you for caring for another human being. It was much appreciated. Signed my name, put an envelope, walked back. The envelope was sealed. I gave it to him. He's like, what's this? I said, here. I go, thanks for caring, dude. I handed him the thing. I went and got some clothes. Suddenly I was tagged on Instagram. And it was the card opened up with my writing in it. And he had posted it with thank you, or Arash Zepar IMC, right? So then it was an interesting situation. He was a guy I didn't like, but then I liked him. So I had to go back to my girlfriend and say, I had to ask the question I don't like to ask. You know, I hate this question. How do you know that guy?
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Because that's your past. I don't want to know. But I had to ask now. Because I'd created a moment with this dude. And what I didn't want to do is walk by again and hurt him. And I said to her, be careful how you talk about the subject right now. But I need to know. And she goes, oh, we were in high school together. I go, and? She goes, nothing. Dated? Nope. Hung out? Nope. Went to high school together. Graduated. That's it. He goes, yeah. I was like, great, it's a cool guy. But don't talk to me about him ever again. The conversation, right? But like what I told him is, do you really think these women would stick around this long? Really? Have these incredible relationships and say these incredible things about me? Because why? You know why? Because nobody ever plugged in this piece to the equation. This dude's a really good guy. How's that? How about you just go to the basic truth? Instead of trying to figure out all the million different ways that are making them like me. Here's one. I'm an incredibly good human being who's very, very, very brave, who loves the truth, and is here knowing that it's all going to end. Like, that's pretty fucking attractive to me, you know, as a person. And how about everybody just try that first? Start with that. Then when you fail in that, in getting her, come to me and tell me how you failed. And then I'll tell you, oh, you see how your care ended up being communicated as neediness.
Mm.
Now, it's not that your care needs to change, which is what we have been doing, including myself, and it's wrong. You don't go back and go, how do I care less? You know how people say that, right? It's wrong. It's not the question to ask, because that gives you weird-ass answers.
Mm.
The question is, how do I communicate my care in a way that it's not low value?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Why do you care less? It's stupid. I know why you want to care less, because you don't want to get hurt.
Right.
You don't want to get hurt. I get it. Yeah, because you've been hurt so much. So have I. I'm hurt right now. I know what's going to happen. People watching this today, tomorrow, as it's going to be posted, will message me very kindly. Hey, man, I know you're going through rough times. I'm here to change my life if you need anything. I appreciate it, everybody. Nobody could solve my problem. It is impossible. You'd have to be as good as I am to be able to see the problem. Then you'd have to be better than me to solve the problem. Because I recognize that I'm not going to solve this problem from the consciousness that created it. And so what I'm trying to do, I don't like that word.
Mm.
What I've been engaged in doing is raising myself as fast as I can before the situation in my hand spins so out of control that it would be too difficult to regain order. Now, look, I can truly talk all night about this. Right. So I don't know about this thing called Twitch. People have told me about it. Anybody watching, especially Igbo, I trust them the most when it comes to this shit. If what I've heard about Twitch is like you can stream and people will fucking, you know, donate or something. Look, I am willing to Twitch stream 24 hours. We pick the day. I'll start, and for 24 hours, I will stream live talking. I promise you. I promise you. If I don't, I will give all of my products to anybody who's on that Twitch for absolutely free. And that's my word. Okay? But you better be on. And you better be on for 24 hours. You can't log in for 10 minutes and then expect all my products after 18 hours of me falling asleep. That's not fair. If you last with me, you got it. Right? So please tell me how this shit works because you know why? Because I don't want to sleep. How's that? It sounds cool what I said until you realize I'm afraid to go to sleep. That's what you guys don't understand. You know what? I can't stand this moment. When that light goes off, when that goes off and the world quiets down and I'm not talking like this, that's when things change internally, right? Now I'm telling you this because I know you also have it to some degree. And that's what I'm just trying to tell everybody. Do you know that everybody's feeling this? Including you, whoever you is? You get that that's actually what's going on? Like nobody wants to. So like, no, I love sleeping. I'm sure you do until you have a problem. And then some people have a problem, they just go to sleep. My girlfriend Hannah does that. Hannah will hibernate like a bear. I know when she says she has to go to sleep, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, how long can that last? You eventually have to get up and face the day. Do that for a day, 2, 3, 4, 7. That's it. You're going to have to go. And when that day comes and then you try to go to sleep again, you can't remember what I said. You could run, but you can't hide from you. So you need to start again. I want to start again. I just don't want to die and start again. I want to start again. I want to try again. That's what I keep thinking. Like, okay, start again, dude. I'm like, start what? Your head. I'm like, you know what? You got a lot of good things going on, buddy. Pep talking myself. You've done great. You're helping a lot of people, dude. This, and that. But you're way off, dude. You know what I mean? You are way off. And you better start telling people that. So that they start checking themselves right a fucking way before they start following you as if you have all the fucking answers. No, I don't even have any answers. I can do what I can do, and it's pretty fucking miraculous. And when I'm in that mode, I won't talk like this. But remember, I don't know who I am. So you will catch me at some point, especially if you come out with me, with so much confidence that it looks like there's nothing that can touch me. And in that moment, nothing can touch me. Now I've learned how to trigger that. Can I trigger that now? Yeah, I can. That's how I've kind of been surviving for the last 3-4 days. Is I do that throughout the day. But I can't last like that. In fact, if I last like that, which I think if I really tried to, I would be able to do it, something will happen. I'll lose touch with humanity.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I'm not willing to do that. And I don't know why. But I catch myself. I am, Chris, listen, you're my good friend, my brother. You're my good friend. You know, that's not a light statement for me to say. I am this close. I am a hair breadth away. I'm a inhale or an exhale away. I am one note away. I'm one taste bud away from feeling a sense of freedom that I know is here. I'm almost completely and utterly disgusted by myself. When this happens, and I'm truly sick of my sickness called Arash, I'll be free without having to kill myself. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
It's not the solution. As in like physically kill myself.
Right.
But as in the identity, I'm one blink away. I don't know if I mean ego death. I don't know because I think I'll still have my ego. But whatever this thing is that has caused so much suffering in my life and other people's life, it needs to die. I'm going to kill it. My battle has been with this. And I'm not going to say my battle has been with me because it's not. I don't fight me. There's been something external inserted into my life as if it's me. It's not me, dude. And I'm really getting it. And I'm like a volcano ready to fucking erupt every second. I hate the way I am because it's not right. It sounds like I'm a really bad guy. And I wonder if you guys are thinking, what did he do? You know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. You guys want to know what I did? I did nothing, absolutely nothing, but help the people around me. But I failed. So the intention wasn't good enough. The reason I failed, I believe, is what I'm telling you. There's just one goddamn fucking, nose hair, or there's just like one eyebrow. There's that one thing that is still being held on to that is gonna have to face me when I catch it. Stick around, everybody. It could happen tonight. I have a feeling if I talk for 24 hours, I'll talk this piece of shit out of me. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's, as I'm talking it, I can feel it. And I don't know if everybody else can feel it, but I bet you some of you can feel it in me. It's right there. It is fucking sitting on the edge of my skin. It's so intimate that it's right, it's inside, and it is gonna have to fucking go. When I do that, I'm very ready to teach you guys. Until then, I'm very ready to keep talking like this, which there's a lot of lessons to be learned. But when that happens, then I feel qualified to teach. Right now, I don't feel qualified to teach. I feel qualified to express very clearly. I feel very qualified to report to you guys what's happening with me. That is, I'm 100% qualified to report, Arash Zepar Dibazar reporting to all people on planet Earth, this is what's going on, everybody. No doubt, I have no problem with that. But to teach you guys, as in like, take somebody and show them or teach them something that is going to make them greater, I cannot do that right now. Because I don't know if I became greater through these powers. And the reason I know that is if I could switch them all out to resolve the problem in my life, I would. So there's a problem there for me. You mean with all this ability, with the ability to, I would throw it all away to resolve the problem I'm having. I would do it without a question. I would do it. Right? That means that it's fucking worthless in my mind. That means that I wish I didn't spend 30 years or whatever the fuck I've done now trying to understand this thing. I wish I had spent 30 fucking years get closer to this thing. Ebo, my friend, there's so much in this lecture. You need to chop this shit up and just throw this in Instagram like now. I don't know what you've seen because I see you on there right now, but god damn. And then please go to the Twitch area I talk about. Just watch this, Ebo. Watch this. I know you just woke up. You need to watch this as like priority. Let me check on Electra. Electra! Fully asleep. Give me a second. Let's let Chris do your thing.
What am I supposed to do? Yeah, so Ebo, it's been recording, and a couple times I paused it, but it'll be about a 2-hour recording up to this point. And I was looking at the Twitch app, but maybe I'll do some more research on it after the recording is over, after the live stream is over. So far, we've covered some really great stuff, and the very, very last thing that I would even talk about would have to be with body movement. But he's the same, not so much the technique. So I'm curious if you're going to do this 24-hour. When we do this 24-hour, because I wrote down this title.
I think I would like to start with the 12-hour.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how it's going to be. You know what I mean? I don't even know if people want to listen that long. But I think I would like to do a 12-hour marathon. That would be easy. That would be, I can start at noon, right? I get up in fucking morning. I can go take my shower, do my morning ritual, the workout, get the food fucking ready, set up my schedule where my girlfriends throughout the day come and sit, eat, do whatever the fuck they do. Friends show up, and it becomes a party while we Twitch, I think it's called, and talk about, I have a lot to say, And let's see, and I'll engage with people. And if that brings in money and donations, God bless, And God bless. That's a great word. God be less. Right?
Wow. That's
what bless is. Well, it can be that. It can be used as a spell. All right. That's what I do. You see, it's weird to say that. I had to censor myself. This guy showed up. Right there. I caught him. Just so you know. You guys can rewind and watch me catch this perpetrator walking around masquerading as me. Taking credit where credit should not be taken. There is no credit to take. Who took the credit? Right there. I want to know who stepped up right now and tried to take credit for me saying be less. Because that guy was a liar. That wasn't me. But it felt so good for a second until I recognized it. Then it felt really bad. And that's what I'm telling you. I'm a hair breadth away from smashing this motherfucker.
All we got to do is get you talking about it, man.
I know. That's why I got to do this Twitch thing. I have a full day tomorrow, but and what I mean by that, by the way, what I mean by that is I have promised Cristalli something tomorrow, and I'm going to deliver that.
Yeah.
And I swear, outside of that, I have no more promises tomorrow. But I know how important this promise is to her and her future, so that's going to have to go. Like, if I hadn't done that, I would have said, tomorrow at 12, we're going. Right? And then what we'll do is we will do something that nobody's done before. No, that's not true. There's that guy again. Watch this sneaky motherfucker. I'm watching it right now. That's why I stopped talking. Something is wrong in that thought process. I don't think my grandpa would be proud of me. I don't think the Buddha would be proud of me. I don't think the Buddha would have clapped in that moment. Did you know that? I think he probably would have, well, no, I'd be wrong. But if he was going to have a reaction to me, it would probably be disappointing in the moment. In the moment that I thought was so good. I need to find out what that guy knew. Right? And I'm telling you, I know what he knows. It's just something's happened. Right? Because I know we all know what he knows. Because he said it. Everybody has Buddha nature. Just find out who you are. Right? It sounds so simple. As you see all the layers. And what feels like the final layer may not be the final layer, but I can tell you, it feels like a something in my chest that's flying out of my mouth, ready to cry, scream, shout, break something, jump, and just break things. It's that intense level of anger, intense level of hatred. But I'm going to grab it and turn it on itself. I just realized Bruce Lee said that. He said the kicks and punches of Kung Fu are not for the opponent. You turn them on yourself and kill the ego. Now, I don't know if he meant what I just said, but I do know what I said triggered that thought in me, which is I'm going to take all this anger and hate and frustration, and I'm going to turn that shit this way for the first time. The guy who expresses so well is going to now impress this time. But I haven't done it yet because my frustration still comes out. And I want to get to the point, and I'm going to, where I'm going to take all this intensity I'm building up, and I'm going to implode. And I'm going to just explode and implode anything in here so that I'm left with nothing. I want to look again. You know, it takes a lot, man.
It makes sense to me.
Right? I mean, yeah, to everybody, right? I know it makes sense because I know we all know this. You know, I'm really not under the illusion that I'm teaching anybody anything new. I'm not, you know. Not these talks. Something new would be like, let's say I don't know how to play the piano, and someone teaches me to play the piano. That's teaching me something new, right? Now, if you don't know how your body language looks when you talk to a girl, and I tell you if you turn this way, that's different than this way, that's something new. I taught you that, right? But I can't teach you that. I can definitely teach you the moves here and the moves here, but I can't teach you this. This you already know. And I think that this is what we all want, right? Because when this exists, we know how deadly it is in everything we do. And that right there was the guy again. The desire to be deadly, cut. So that I'm in an internal war right now. It's amazing that it's in this lecture. It's like reliving talks with Aristotle. That feels good to hear, but it's not me who felt good. And if I accept that, I strengthen the enemy, but I love the compliment. But I have a problem with that.
That you like the compliment? And that you identify with that part of you that likes the compliment?
I think that's the disease. It's so enticing. I just know what that leads to in the end. That becomes, if accepted, which I did accept it, just so you know. It sounds like I didn't accept it. I accepted it. I can feel it in my system. Mm-hmm. When accepted, that later becomes, let's go 6 years down the line, 10 years even. That moment is me talking to my niece 10 years from now, and she's 14. And she questions me. You don't question Aristotle. And instead of helping her, I make sure she knows she doesn't question Aristotle. And that results in a devastating experience for her.
Mm-hmm.
And that moment in the future, I look back to today, and I realized that I knew what I know, which is that piece of me should have been killed before she turned 14.
Damn.
Because if there was no acceptance of Aristotle and she questioned me, I would be questioning me too. So then maybe I would listen to her. Because there would be nothing blocking me from hearing why she's questioning me. I mean, why is she questioning me? Is she nuts? Is she, maybe she can't see. Maybe that's what it is. She can't see what I'm seeing. Wow, what a concept. But isn't that when we question things? Okay, let's see. It's 11:12 here. Electra is dressed up and sleeping. And pretty soon there'll be nowhere to go in San Jose because when it hits 12:30, forget it. I think at 12, forget it here. So we'll do some Q&A or however you'd like to end it, and then I should probably let me see. I hate talking now. It's like listening to an idiot. Fuck.
Yeah, guys, type any questions, any comments. You know, there was I don't know when I'll have an opportunity to tell you, so I want to tell you about when we were sitting downstairs at the Dream on that weekend in Spring Equinox, and we were talking about chaos, and a couple of things happened right before that. No. After that. So the first thing, you're talking about chaos, you slap your hands, and the two Swedish girls appear. But it is funny because it's like right in front of the mic, right? But when that was happening, I was sensing something like, you know, you can feel someone's presence in the room. Like you know when they're there, even you know that they're there, but you can also feel them even when you're not looking at them. Like you feel when they get up and go or whatever. And so I wasn't looking at you as you're describing chaos, but I felt you disappear for a moment, for like a heartbeat. You disappeared, and then you like reappeared, but with this other thing. And this is why you're talking. You're describing chaos, and that other thing is growing. It's like it was very like I have a visual of it. Like I almost, when I was describing Shane what to draw, this is what I was going to try to do, but I was like, I don't think I can describe it well enough. And so that was really cool because you're talking about like this death, this ego death, and immediately I was like, that reminded me of my experiences, my vision questing and things like that of that nature, and it was like so powerful. Because you vanish, this entity comes in, this entity of chaos, this fucking octopus like black smoke cloud. It reminded me of Smoke from Mortal Kombat kind of thing. And so then the Swedish girls arrive. You're sitting next to me at some point. And then we had this Babaji moment. This Babaji was the teacher of the teacher of the teacher of the teacher of Bikram's teacher.
Babaji was.
And so there was this moment of just like total not giving a fuck about the storyline as it's happening. Like we're all sitting in this couch, we're in this venue, there's all these people, everybody, the group of guys, everybody's thinking, everybody has the thought like, how do I get started? how do I open somebody? They all got this like game motive like going on.
I want to go back so bad, man. I had so much fun. I have so much fun around my friends. You know, I want all you guys to just move here, or I move wherever you guys are. Really, like, it's just so cool, right? What are we doing? Why is everybody so far away from everybody, right? But go on. You get that? Like, what are we doing? Are we a tribe? What the fuck is going on?
I think about it sometimes.
We have a great time together. Chris and I have a great time. BC, when he's there, is a great time. Vince, you know, random people that show up that are students. We light up when we see them, right? They're all bright. Fucking Richard with Zeus, the little dog, right? And I mean, I could name the characters. Andrew, I don't remember whatever your last name. I'm not very good with names. Sorry to cut you off, but I think you get what I'm saying. You know, it's important. We just have a good time. You know, we can all sit around each other and talk this shit and drink. And we don't need to get girls when we do this. We do get girls, but we have a good time. And if we're out, then we have a good time. If we're at a strip club, we have a fucking blast. Even in the Uber, we have a good time. Like, I look forward to these events for this reason. Vince, I don't know, Vince knows. You should know. Ebo knows. I lose money when I do events. I spend like $4,000 or $5,000 minimally with my travel and my girls. I make like maybe $2,000. I end up being $4,000 or $5,000 in the whole, but why do I do it? Well, fuck, man. I love hanging out. You know? What are we doing? Don't you guys want to be happy? Why is everybody so fucking separated? Where did we get that idea from? You know what I mean? Like, man, why aren't we all just like around in the same areas? Why aren't you here? You should be like down the street, whatever. Like, hey, let's do this thing together. Everybody come and like, fuck, man. You know, that's the thing I want to like remind everybody. Not teach, but remind. Like, okay, like you reminded me right now. Let me teach you guys what I just taught Jessica the other day. That really helped her. To do again. Okay, to do again. Like rewind, to wind it again. Return, to turn it again. Review, view it again. Remind. Take your mind and do it again. So you reminded me of that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm now reminding everybody that you all feel good when you're around your friends. So why are you not around your friends? Why do you live in these little apartments and houses that are like prisons? Your neighbors aren't your friends most of the time. Your friends are in the other town. Why'd you get a house away from your friends? You know? And why don't you know your neighbors? What's wrong with us? Okay, my apologies for interrupting. I'm very good at interrupting people. I realized recently. I think I have so much to say. No, I really, it is a fucking problem. People, my girlfriends can't even talk. They say 3 words and I jump on it and they shut up because they know I can talk. But
yeah,
you were saying we're downstairs and...
Well, I'm just like the cohesion, or I'm like the adhesive. I'm that gateway from one conversation thread of Arash to the next conversation thread of Arash. Like, I'm here to give everybody a contrast, because if they listen to you talk nonstop, then eventually you're so entertaining, you're so dynamic, your pitch, your rhythm.
Ooh, that felt so good, but I fucking stabbed myself when I felt good. Get it? I just stabbed myself internally. I don't want to feel good on those compliments. Not yet.
No, yeah.
No, you don't need to not compliment me. I'm showing you guys my products. I'm telling you, I'm getting rid of this thing.
Yeah, do it, because I wasn't complimenting you.
Oh, you said I was so good at something. I was like, oh, it feels good.
Yeah. It was an observation. It was that classic Vince thing. I was observing because, like, I think I'm pretty good at communicating, but when I listen to my recordings of our one-on-one training together and I hear my voice next to yours, and it's like, I don't like it. I don't like my voice. I don't like the lameness, all those variables that I was complimenting you on. Like, I have those, but maybe less. And at this point, anyway. And so the value in your communication is made even more obvious when it's juxtaposed with mine. And I've trained hard to get to where I'm at. When I listened to my one-on-one testimonials with you from 2.5 years ago, I cringe. I fucking hate it. It's my voice. It's almost nauseous. I get when I watch it. But that clarifies a lot of the good things. So, whatever I was talking about, the Babaji moment. I mean, you stop time. Time stopped. Like, it will be a forever challenge, perhaps, to find the words to describe that, because that was yoga, and all words fall short. It was the 0 point. It was beyond. It was a moment we're sitting on the couch and you're moving our minds. I mean, I say our minds. I don't think anybody else really followed that well, but I was following you. And you're moving my mind a couple of places, and then you delivered it at a place, and then you said something like, but that doesn't matter. So you got all of my attention, you collected all of my attention, put it on this thing, and you said, yeah, but that doesn't matter. And so immediately all of my attention became meaningless. It just dissolved into this thing, this object, the subject that didn't matter. And for a moment, that was super, super, super blissful. It was like, and I breathed. I became inspired. And I laughed, and then you said something like, but I don't think you guys got it. And I was like, no, I got it. And in that moment, it's just a story that it was so surreal that it gave me just a new pinnacle to chase, a new peak. And that was beautiful. That was a beautiful social experience. That was the peak of what I call social yoga, the IMC yoga method. Communicate, to commune, to unify all minds through communication.
That's great.
Anyway, that was just the experience, the Babaji moment, and it's funny because I've told the story probably half a dozen times now, and I think I'll keep telling it. I just don't know what else to say. Like that, there's nothing else that's more important than that moment. Like, there's been moments in my life that are great, that maybe they're even on par with those as far as transforming me, but I don't know. I see you getting it. I see you listening to what I'm saying. Like, that moment changed me forever. And I know this because I know what life-changing moments feel like. And that was one. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do we want to take some questions? Or do you want to do?
Oh yeah, I asked for questions. Let's see if anybody wrote any. Definitely wiser the most on our best days, man. Michael Zabo. Tito, how did you reach this conclusion, or how did you identify the problem? LOL. Is this like the example you mentioned about Manu and guy that gave him a compliment as an actor? If you remember that story, the guy that ate lunch with Manu.
No. Manu violated the shit out of this by doing that, actually. But I don't know what he was doing, so I can't judge it because Manu was greater than I. So how can something lesser judge something greater? I would only have to judge it from my perspective at that time. So it was a great story, and it showed integrity and taught me a lot about holding my integrity. It sounds like I'm telling you to be a pushover. It sounds like I'm telling you, don't feel proud. It's not true. You're just proud of the wrong things. See, I'm very proud for annihilating myself as much as possible right now. It feels good. So it's not that. What was the beginning of that question? Is that life? So
how did you reach this conclusion?
Man, I don't know. Through pain, through studying a lot of the words of the masters before myself, and they all seem to be talking about the same subject. It seems like the ones I studied, and then accumulating enough pain where you just go, "What the fuck is happening here?" So when everything goes wrong, you have to begin to question everything. The fuck. Now, some of you watching, because I know I got them. Well, let me see if they're here. I can see the names up there. Hold on. I don't see the name. Maybe the iPhone one. But somebody watching this later messaged me a long message. I said, I just went through a breakup. I saw your thing, and you have no idea how much you helped me. Blah, 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 blah. I could tell from the message the amount of pain that person was in. So I answered them. They sent me a long-ass message. I said, here's my answer to their long answer. I get the pain very well. Pain can make one stronger if used properly. Use introspection to see where you compromised yourself. Then, somehow, some way, start to go out again. Right? I'm not saying don't be proud and all that. I'm just saying proud of the wrong things. And it's the accumulation of basically what seems to be everything going wrong together to a master, considered a master, let's say, by others and myself, and nothing made sense. So suddenly I had to look at everything I can do and go, what? And so I looked the other way, which is what something Manu taught me. I said, what if, just what if I'm totally wrong, but I'm getting results? What if I'm wrong? I started questioning.
Yeah.
I started questioning everything myself. And I was surprised because it really shatters your confidence in the beginning. You're just like, what the fuck? Right? But as I kept doing it, and since the situation has persisted and is still persisting, it's still not finished. I don't know how it's going to resolve. I'm either dead, or it's resolving, or it's resolved. That there's really no other choices in this thing for me. I'm either dead in the process, could happen, or it's resolved. That's what I'm going for. Or I'm not dead, it's not resolved, and you can know that I'm resolving something. This is because I'm not giving up. So I think that's, I'm sure, Bruce Lee wrote a poem called The Silent Flute. I had it memorized. I can't recall right now. Look up Bruce Lee's Silent Flute poem. That poem is the answer to my problem. And I know it. The Tao, the way Lao Tzu wrote it, is the answer to my problem, and I know it. The Diamond Sutra, the way, there it is. I wish neither to possess nor to be possessed, Kristen Lewis. You put it, yeah. That's the one. It starts like, I wish neither to possess nor to be possessed. The element I had inside of me, something like that. The medicine was inside me.
Yeah, I am my own fuel, consuming myself.
Yeah, like I must be like a candle burning myself. I no longer covet paradise. No longer, more importantly, I no longer fear hell. The medicine for my suffering was inside of me all along. The something inside was me. Now I know that something like the candle, I must burn and consume myself. That's what I'm doing. I know the answer is in that poem. I know for sure the answer is in that poem. It's not the all answer to everything. It's the answer to my problem right now. And I don't think this is an Arash problem. This is a mankind problem that I'm about to fucking nuke in me. Then I can teach. So the Diamond Sutra also has that. I think the Heart Sutra has that. It's just been talked about so much. Zen Buddhism has that. The whole concept of Zen Buddhism is that. So that answer, that answer is now no longer a cool thing to know. It's no longer, if I know it, I get more girls or more women, more money or more fame. That answer is now the antidote to the venom in my body and my mind. It is the anti-venom. So now there's a different intensity in me for that answer. It burns like never before. Because I don't think I don't think the answer belongs anywhere else. Okay, let's do one more. Alexa, you're gonna have to wake up, dude.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god, so sad.
There are no other questions that have been typed.
All right. I look stoned. I'm not. These are no sleep crying, guys. How much do I cry? I don't know, maybe a couple of hours. Pretty hard. I have to like apologize before I cry to the people hanging out with me. Like, hey, most likely I'll be crying if you're okay with that. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, no problem crying. Okay. I hear you. But it's going to look different. You're going to be a little uncomfortable. Oh, here we go.
I don't know that I've cried around people. Long time.
Oh my God. I haven't been able to stop. I can do it right now if I want to. It's right there. It's right there. You can be triggered with 2 thoughts probably. Maybe 3. I can go into it. I won't right now, but when I twitch, maybe I will. You know, why not? It's 12 hours. Might as well cry. I have to cry at some point in 12 hours. It's almost like I have to cry every day. Don't take that as like you have to do that to clean yourself because it sounds so cool like that. No. It's like I have to cry every day because I'm fucking sad. It's not like a spiritual cleanse. It's like I cry because I'm sad. Right? I mean, how incredible for my enemy to hear this. But my enemy would be a fool to think this is a weakness. No. The weakness is the other one. And that's why I'm getting rid of it. Because why would I have that? I told him, you want an apple? You want an apple? Yeah. You ain't gonna eat it. Go. Okay. Wow. Spring to an apple? Wow. Did you eat apples?
Brother, you've been very generous on this live stream, and we've been at it for a long time, so I'll cut
it. Generosity, man. It's been, I hadn't, it was either this or cry for a while until shut there, so this was good.
Oh, yeah.
Hate it? People, please go through chop, all around, okay? Everybody, let's plug a few things. Why? Because it takes money to live. Maybe. As I said that, it's like, no, it doesn't. Okay, I got it. For me, it takes money to live. How's that? Okay? At this point in my life. And so it does for Chris also. And if you pay, then it allows me to do what I do, lecture sleeping. She would hate to show that. Dick. I'm a dick. So anyways, what I want from you, well, find out what your fucking budget is, then message me and say I got this much, or message Ebo and say I got this much that I want to spend, and he'll give you whatever products are worth that. And then for Chris, I mean, he would say whatever it is that he wants. This podcast, this lecture is for a product coming out. What is this product? Let's talk about that first.
Sex Sutras 2. And this is the recalling of what happened on Spring Equinox Weekend. I take people through the experience of it chronologically, and then there were 12 and a half hours of private audio recording that I've cut down to 3 hours so far. And so that's the best of the best. You have the 2-on-1 seduction, 20-minute recording in the bedroom with the student girls. And you have just some incredible teachings about, like, you have the whole Babaji moment recorded. You have the one-on-one session with Richard that's recorded. So basics, beginners, tips on game, and some private sessions in the room. I mean, there's so much. It's just, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm trying to show the time. What time is it right now? Can you say what time it is right now?
Yeah, 11:35.
Thank you.
Well, that's your time, 11:35. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then, in addition to that, is we probably and I have 40 minutes of video, 10 minutes of infield footage of you, and that I just kind of snuck a camera, and then just some private lecture of you demonstrating.
Be aware of that. If you're gonna put that out, ask yourself this question: would you be violating anybody in that video? Not me. Anybody else that doesn't know. It's important. And if you do, and you're okay with that, then make sure it's known that it wasn't my say. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if anybody sees me do it, doesn't see me do it. I cared before. I don't care now. I truly, from the bottom of my goddamn whatever the fuck I am, don't give a fuck if anybody thinks I'm good at this thing or not. I just don't care. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. We think it matters, but it doesn't. It just doesn't matter. It matters for me to make money. That does. That's the game of life. You understand that? So I'm not going to deny that.
Right.
But let me make money because people are so moved to throw money my way. Where they can't help it. Like, fuck, here's $1 million, man. Cool, I'll take that. Because I didn't have to, like, you know, like, it was just obvious. You had to give me that money, bro. It's cool. I get it. I understand. You wanted to keep your exchange in with what I've done. Beautiful. Let's play that game. I'm playing that game, you know?
Yeah.
So I just know without a doubt, if these things are proper in what I'm thinking, that there must be an unlimited amount of money available. Right? Because where else should the money go besides where the money wants to go, where people want to give it to? So let me just do what I keep doing, and if it's good enough and they want to pay, that's great. Now, I can't sit back and not do it, right?
Right.
So I have to do it. There's a doingness.
Yeah.
And doingness is, let me just get out what it is inside of me, and if it's worth some fucking money, then pay for it. Now, soon I'll teach. I mean, I can teach you guys pickup. No, I do teach it, you know? I just don't feel like a qualified teacher of life at the moment. But I can teach you games, you know, like, you know, before I didn't want to teach game, not just want to teach game, because I can be like, look, this is very stupid. Here's what you do. You walk up to her, you talk over the shoulder, you say this, you do that, you touch like this, and this is the tone, and you'll get some results. I mean, that's just a monkey see, monkey do kind of a thing. But bro, I can't, internally, you kind of work that shit out.
And that's a lot of what's in this product, is a lot of that. A lot of the inner game teachings from the spirit of the Black Panther, and it's a lot of just mindset around it. Like the mindset around, like, when you have these tools to navigate the social situation, it's no longer like the pressure of the social situation. It's more, you're playing it like a, if I would ask my final question, if I had a final question, there was something you said about, what is this quote here that I have written from it? That you need to know the value that they see about me. That's what you're playing. You're playing the value that they see about me. And so it seems like it's about, I need to understand, what is it about me that is of value to them? That they, like, I get some basic attraction switches and demonstrations of higher value, but there's something special about this one, what she sees as value, that unique thing that I can play, like a variable, like a chess piece. It sounds so cliche, but it's like, it happened in the last couple of days. You got to know, I almost want to tell you too, because like in the event, the initial architecture of the Sex Sutras 2 was written by my girlfriend when I called her on the phone and told her basically the field report for the fucking weekend, and she wrote it down. And there was like half a dozen aha moments for her, me giving her a secondhand account of my experience with you. And when I go back and read her fucking shiesty notes about what I told her, it's like, whoa, I said that. Like, that's incredible. So the fact that it can have like 2 degrees of separation and still have a powerful impact like that is testament to the power of the source.
Great analogy. How many degrees of separation am I from the Buddha right now? Too many to count. But thank God somebody said what he said again and again and again. And they could have been wrong, because the Buddha never wrote anything down they said. I don't know. If that's true, I don't know how many degrees of separation from 2000 ago till now. But 2,500 years later, I am better today. And so is anybody listening to me. Because 2,500 years ago, a man became good again. Bow. So please, everybody, talk. If you got something good to say, don't hold back. And if you got something bad to say, shut the fuck up. Do everybody a favor, including yourself, and just shut up. That's the lesson I'm trying to teach myself. I'm going to carry around some fucking glue or duct tape. I swear, don't put it past me, because when I see the enemy, I won't stop. I won't. And that was the enemy talking, just so you know. I'm going to catch this fucker every time. So I either need a fucking red pen, or I need a fucking tape or something, so that when I just fuck up, I just go. And I walk around for a minute. I'll probably do that. You know what? I'm going to do that as a fucking experiment tomorrow. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to fucking do that. I'm going to go buy some duct tape, watch, and record. And we'll walk around. I have to remember. I will. And I'm going to walk around every fucking time I say something stupid. I will duct tape myself for 2 minutes with a notepad if anybody asks. I said something. So I'm going to shut up for 2 fucking minutes. With tape as an embarrassment. I should be embarrassed every time I say something that's stupid. That's when we should be embarrassed. You know, I would tell people, don't be embarrassed. Well, embarrassment is good when it's used against yourself. Every time you say something injurious, you should be embarrassed. And every time you're about to injure another person for no fucking reason, because you couldn't handle your own goddamn emotions, You should be afraid. Fear should run through your fucking terror. Fuck that. You should be frozen with terror. What a great use for terror that would be, right? And anger. You should have fuming anger. Every time you catch yourself right before you're about to do or say something that's going to end up injuring yourself and your life and others, you should be furious because the enemy is inside you talking out. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. How do you use my mouth to speak for me? No. No more. No more. And every time words come out that are not mine, there must be a consequence to this body. At least for me. That's the proper way for me to feel okay. You know what I mean? Fuck that, man. We need to go. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. All right, my brother. See you guys. Peace.
Next time, brother. Peace.
Later.